Hello, hello. We are so glad to have all of you with us this evening. While we give it a few more minutes for others to join, I want to take a second and introduce myself, as well as our Parent Academy team specialists who are also on the call, along with some special guests that I will be introducing to you in just a moment. My name is Reagan Copeland, and I am Duval County Public Schools Parent Academy Supervisor. And with me tonight are two of my specialists, and I will let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Ashley Vandenmeyracker, and I am, like Reagan said, a specialist with Parent Academy, and we are thrilled that you're here with us tonight.
And I am Christina Ricalmi. I'm also a Parent Academy specialist. It's good to have everyone here tonight.
It absolutely is. And for those who life happened tonight and they weren't able to join us live, no worries. We are recording this session. And after a few edits, we will have it up on our page, our homepage, duvalschools.org/Parent Academy. And it will be accessible by next month, as well as on our YouTube page, where it will reside for several months. 24 hours a day available for you or anybody else that you may think would be interested in watching this and learning more about parent partnerships within Duval County Public Schools. Looks like we got it added to the chat, so that was helpful. Thank you so much. All right, let's get started. Joining us on the call tonight, we have some special people. And I say this because Parent Academy could not exist without them. First and foremost, we have our gentleman on the call, Kamlesh Jithwani, and he is our newest Parent Academy parent leader. There you see him on his initiation day with Dr. Green and school board members behind him. He is also a Parents Who Lead graduate, so he has really stepped up to the bat in his partnership with schools and his partnership with Duval County Public Schools as a system, as well as Parent Academy. Along with him tonight is his beautiful bride, Miss Richa Jethwani, and she is one of our veteran parent leaders. She has been with Parent Academy for several years. I will let her tell you how many later. She looks young as she can be, but she has definitely been with us and supporting schools throughout the district for many years, and we appreciate her, and she's been recruiting other parent leaders along the way. In addition, she's also a Parents Who Lead graduate, as well as a Parent Academy parent leader. So we have her on board with us tonight. In addition, we have Miss Chandra Simmons-Grant in pink. You will see her over there. Chandra never fails. She is always steps up right there with us. She is a Parent Academy parent leader with Richard. She is a veteran and has been around for many years supporting this program, and faithfully does so in spite of the fact that her youngin' has grown up and headed out the door, and she still continues to support our schools, our programs, and our district, and me along the way. And we are forever grateful for that. And finally, we have Sherry Martinez. I believe she is up there. Yep, Sherry Martinez, another parent leader. She has several children. How she does it, I will not know, in several different schools throughout Jacksonville. How she gets everybody where they need to be, when they need to be there, and still find time to volunteer within our school district and our Parent Academy program, I will never know, but am forever grateful for her support along the way. She had life happen this evening, but she is hoping to join us as quickly as she can tonight so that she can help answer questions and chat with all of you with us this evening. So there we have it. We've got some parent leaders joining us, and we really just want to take time to have engagement with you joining us this evening. We want this to be an open dialogue, to talk back and forth, answer questions, and really engage with one another. I'm going to quit rambling on in just a moment, and we'll get our evening started. But I do want you to know you're welcome to turn your cameras on. We're going to give you those rights in just a second, and show us your handsome and beautiful faces, and let's chat.
Well, let's get the discussion started. So these are questions for our parent leaders who are on the call with us tonight. So they'll come off mute and they'll sort of talk between themselves. We want it to be an interactive conversation, like Reagan mentioned. So if you are joining us and you are interested in being a parent leader, feel free to turn your camera on, come off mute, and join in the conversation as well. So our first question is, what was that spark that ignited your journey into becoming a parent partner?
How you doing? My name is Joseph Nazario. I'm a United States Marine, been here in Jacksonville, North Carolina for 22 years coming this year. My kids stayed down there with their mother, and I'm just trying to be more involved as I make my way down there to Jacksonville now that I'm done with the Marine Corps. And I just want to be involved just so my kids can have a better future and do what they need to do to be productive members of society. So I wanted to see what it was all about. And here I am, just trying to see what it's all about and how I can better help her from over here. I'm 7 hours away, but I'm just trying to be part of the program too. So just want to see what y'all about. And that's it.
We're happy to have you on the call.
Yes,
ma'am. Thank
even
you.
7 hours away. That's incredible. Thank you so
Yes.
much. All right, Richa, I heard you pop in. What would you like to say? What was that spark for you?
Oh, well, I remember my son, the elder one, who is now in middle school, he was in kindergarten, and we being, again, the immigrants, like we being from India, we never knew how the school system works. So I remember he had to go to the gifted class. Somebody told he had to give some test. Anyways, because it's all done by the school, so we followed that path. But once he was in the gifted class, I remember like he's a shy type of a person, right? He will not speak up. If he feels something is wrong, he will just get frustrated, but he'll not speak up. So one day he comes from the school and he says, well, I don't think so. I know how to draw. I say, which is okay, because that's fine. But then next day I get the call from the teacher, we want to do a meeting with you. And I said, okay. So they said, he just draws like roughly, he's not into that thing. I said, that's fine. And then the next statement comes as, we don't think so, then he should be in the gifted class. I was like, okay. So was that a prerequisite that a student should know the drawing, he should be really good in the art or in the coloring, like that way, just thinking. Because I remember the gifted test was just about the psychological memory and all those things. And they said, no, but he doesn't even speak, which is fine because that is his nature, right? He's just shy. He was an A grader, always, always. Till date, he is an A grader, right? So then a few things came into my mind. And then we used to have, I'll say now, we used to have one of our, the person in the parent leader who was the supervisor at that time. Am I right, Tia? She was, right? So I just met her and I asked her, like, are these the requirements? And she's like, no, of course not. How can they say that? So this is how the things, then knowing what exactly are the requirements, what are the things, and how the parents should be prepared to answer the question for the teachers and to show them that we do have the knowledge about the school system. I was like, I want to know how does the school system works in Jacksonville or in Florida. So this is, then Tia said me, okay, join these courses. We do these courses online. At that time it was face-to-face, not online. So we have the specialist who will tell you. And then she gave me a few email addresses from where I could gather all of the material which was required. So this is how I decided to become a parent partner. And then I did the courses, then I facilitated the courses, and finally here I am as a parent leader. And it has really helped me. I think so. Of course, I don't know the full school system, but now at least I know if the question comes for my kids, no, this is what is not required and this is what is required. So just give us the, I'll say, clear demarcation, what exactly is required, what is not required. And I feel really so good when the parents come to me and ask me, do you know this thing? And I'm like, oh, yes, I know. Can you contact this person? Yes, we can for you. So these are the things which helped me when I became a parent leader.
Thank you, Richa. Chandra, do you have any input?
Yes, basically, what was the I'm gonna say it wasn't a spark, it was a fire that started,
Oh,
that ignited my journey into becoming a parent leader, was when my son was attending Landmark Middle School. And a lot of the questions that I had about 504 plan were not being answered. My son was not on the 504 plan, but he was on a direct path of, uh, I'm going to say destruction, but because I'm a parent advocate, I kind of cut the path off and steered it back in a successful route because of Parent Academy. Because of Parent Academy, going to the classes, being an advocate participant, asking questions in those one-on-one classes, answers were given. You were meeting with DCPS administrators. They gave you direct answers. They did not take you around the block, took you to Tallahassee and came back. No, they gave you direct information. I loved it. I took notes. I checked out books downtown in the library, down where the DCPS superintendent office was regarding the 501 plan. I didn't want my son to be on anything else because he was very intelligent. He just was very active. And for some reason, his span would go away. His attention span would go away and come back. And some of the teachers at the time at Landmark, they didn't really have time for that. And to me, that wasn't my son's fault. It was a place within the school system that supported those individuals. But as a parent, if you don't know, you have to ask those questions. And when they're not being answered within that particular school, Parent Academy was my answer. And I have been an advocate for my son, which Reagan has said he has graduated from high school. He is a sophomore in college now. But because of the experience that I was provided by the Parent Academy, the really family experience. We all treat each other with high respect. We look up to each other. You don't have a problem in asking questions, even if you feel like it's one that is a dumb question. As we all know, the one that's dumb is the one that you never ask. But we don't feel that way within Parent Academy. It's just an open environment. They provide activities where you can get to know each other on a different level. And through this experience, it allowed me to be a very, very professional advocate for my son. And because of that information, when I went into the schools and I advised them that I was a parent leader, they looked at me in a different light. They respected me in a different light because they knew that I knew a little bit more than what they were giving me at the school. So I invite anyone who may have questions, who wants to be an advocate for their child, to definitely join in on the classes, ask the questions, ask Reagan if you're not really sure, if you're shy and you don't want to ask one-on-one. Ask myself. I know since I've been a parent leader, my son is 21 this year, so it's been quite a few years since he was at Landmark Middle as a 6th through 8th grader. So it's been a great experience. I would be glad to help you. I know at my house, in my community, I was standing outside and a young lady passed by and she saw me and she was like, I saw you involved in Parent Academy. And we developed a relationship just because I was outside working in my yard and she recognized me. And I think, Reagan, you're the one who met her. And
I
she
did.
said that I referred her, and it was awesome feeling for myself because she has a son and she wants to advocate for him as well.
Thank you so much.
I love that what we heard from Richa and Chandra was that it started as a spark because of their own child and then it grew and they learn more, and now they have other parents coming to them. And so it's becoming not just an advocate for their own child, but for all children.
Absolutely.
And I love that we've got a dad on the call, 7 hours away, still trying to be involved and doing what he can. And then Kamlesh, did you want to add anything?
I think Richa and Chandra covered a lot, but I would just like to add. I think the partnership starts with your children. Those are your first step. And as a second step, I would move partnering with my children's school. And then you can just partner with your community or society around you. And definitely, I would like to highlight here is Parent Academy, especially Reagan, helped me to achieve the accreditation of parent leader. I was a little late. Richa was too ahead from me. So definitely, I took some clue from Richa and other parent leaders, and definitely now I'm into the parent leader or parent partner who is advocating for other families also, as well as community.
Love it.
And I think as a parent, you find something good, and then it works, and then you just want to keep sharing and sharing with other parents. You're like, hey, check this out. This
Correct.
is
We
this
do
is
it all the
good.
time.
Exactly. You just want to show the wealth. Tell us about how you, sorry, excuse me, tell us about how you have partnered with a school or a DCPS program. Now, this doesn't have to be specific to Parent Academy. It could even be going volunteering with anything in your school, with a field trip, any way that you've volunteered with a school or been part of any DCPS program.
I have done various volunteer things in the school, the Jack Speed School. And one of them, which I really liked, was I'll say, we had okay, there is always a diverse culture nowadays in almost all the schools, right? So we used to have parent academy classes. So I just started asking the principal, what type of classes does our parents want, right? Specifically, like in Jack's speech, they want more of the gifted one. What is the difference between the gifted and academic talented? How do you get admissions in the Jack speech? Because honestly speaking, some of the parents even used to feel, oh, Jack speech, do we have to live in that area? Because they were like, really, we want to go to that school, being a magnet school or all these things. So then I used to discuss again with Regan and Tia that these are the classes we should have in our courses. So that is one of the things I did. And then when I joined uh, as a volunteer, obviously, in the school, I saw like with the diverse culture, still some of the parents are hesitant to talk to the teachers because, again, they don't know, is this the right question? Is this the way to ask? So we started having our own experiences, discussions with the parents, and that we started in the SAC because we used to have more of the diverse parents asking like, why does the school work like this? Why do you want a budget? Then is not government giving you the budget? Where is the money going, and all these things. And then we also started with one of the diverse committee in the school. And there we used to do like diverse culture fashion shows, not like just showing the clothes and how to walk like the models, like for the students, but showing the diverse culture. Like we Indians celebrate Diwali, right? So we used to show in a small clip, how do we do that? Having the group of the students showing how do we do celebrate that, right? Then obviously the Christmas, which is in US, this is how we used to show. Then for the Chinese culture, like they have in their new year, they do the dragon dance. So we used to call some of the Chinese people and they used to show what exactly is important in their culture. So these are the things we started with that. After that, of course, the COVID came and everything now is getting online. So this is how I partnered with the school. And then with the DCPS, I think so. I used to facilitate the class. I still do facilitate class, but not as much as I used to, because initially I used to work part-time with the university and now I'm full-time professor. So I do, and this is what I like doing is all these things is we learn a lot about all the cultures. We learn how to then ask the questions and what type of questions are to be asked from the schools. Just an example, as I said, I think so. Initially, specifically in our culture, being a gifted is like, oh yes, we have to be, and we give the stress to our students, right? Sometimes they are not really wanting to do that, but we say, no, 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 you have to be in the gifted because so and so is also in the gifted, right? So, and then when my younger son, he cleared the gifted test, and he's like, Mom, I really don't think so. I should be here. Okay. I am not taking so many projects. I just can't do it. Okay. Your brother is doing it. Good for him. Let him do it. I am not doing it. And that made me understood, yes, he is more into the sports, right? And that is okay. So these are the things that we learn who are really in the school culture and all these things. So that is what I did.
I love that.
And as far as partnering with the school or DPS program for myself, I know I promised Tia, and then when Reagan came into the fold, I advised her if there's anything that I can assist, I'm in as long as I'm available. But I like attending the Parent Academy workshops. I just take it as professional development for myself so that I can continue to advocate for all families in all schools in our community.
Do either one of our, or any of the people joining us tonight, do you have an example of a time where you partnered with the school, even if it's in a different city, a different state, a different location, a way that you've engaged, even in a small way with a school program or department?
Hi, this is Leila.
Hi.
Actually, I'm new in United States, and my son is just 5. He just started preschool in at Chet's Creek Elementary, and in the beginning, since my son was at home with me for 2 years and he didn't have any communication with other kids, in the beginning, I was so worried because he's kind of shy person and he didn't have any communication with others, which made it worse. So I've noticed when he's back from school, he doesn't want to talk with anyone and he doesn't have anything to tell me about the school. I was so worried maybe something is wrong with teacher or something is wrong, with my son, with the system, because I didn't study here. I wasn't in United States. I didn't know how the system worked. So the best way was do something as volunteer to a school. So, but unfortunately, because of the COVID, they didn't allow me to be on site. And he was my first and the only child at home. So I applied for volunteers application. They gave me, some paperwork to do. I did, and I attended in several programs. First, I've noticed that how lovely is the teacher. Second, I've noticed, my son is in the best place. And third, I noticed, okay, my son needs more time. And then lastly, I enjoyed my time being with teacher, with other student, and find out more about the school. Still, I'm doing a lot. Still, I'm volunteer. Still, I'm going to zoo with kids next on March. So that was what I've done by now, and I'm so happy that I did because I'm working remote. I don't have time, but I use my PTO, and I'm so proud of myself that I did it, and I will continue that.
That's amazing.
Thank you for sharing. That was great. And you're
Yes.
already so deep into it, and he's only 5, so that you will reap the benefits for many years to come,
Yes.
I promise.
Yeah, surely.
I haven't been involved before. I recently just started trying to take some of the stress and trying to take on some of this stuff off the mother of my children. So I started communicating more with the uh, with the teachers to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, and make sure their behavior is straight. I did mandatory team up, which I found out because they were slacking a little bit. So I made it that mandatory. They have to go to mandatory team ups, and I just looking forward to just being more involved so they can develop to be better students and be productive when they graduate. But other than that, I can honestly say this is my first time.
Well, we are so glad that you're here. And, I started out in DCPS before I had children as a classroom teacher. And then when I had kids, my first one, it was still almost overwhelming for me, even being part of the system, trying to figure out how I can be part of it without overstepping boundaries, because I know what it's like in the classroom. So I don't want to go too far, but I don't want to not support them. So it's hard to find that balance, I think, for anybody, no matter where you're at. But I think conversations like this, helping us, talk to each other and bounce ideas off of each other, are very helpful.
Agreed. And our kids, we all have to admit it, they may fuss about it, but they so appreciate us being present in their lives at home and their lives at school and their social lives, even though they gripe and complain. They are internally so grateful to have you there in one way or another. So bravo to everybody. And I'll pat myself on the back. I'm doing the same. I even started an agenda that my son has, an agenda, a planner where he writes his homework and brings that home. And I just started writing notes to the teacher, and sometimes I get answers and sometimes she's busy. I'll just get a smiley or I'll get anything just so that she knows I'm here and I'm checking. And if you have a concern or you have something you want to compliment him on, I'm here and I'm watching. So it's just a small way. And if you're out of town, a quick email to the teacher, just checking in. I'm here. If you ever need anything or have any questions, I'm here. And it feels good as a teacher and it feels good as a parent to just say, I'm here. If you need me, I'm just a phone call, an email, or an agenda note away. So, yep, that's the good stuff. All right, next slide.
Okay, so how has parent partnership positively impacted a school in your community? So can you think of an example or a time where that parent partnership had a positive impact on a school in your community?
Partnership, how it has impacted positively in a lot of different ways. It's just not what I wanted to know. Basically, I advocated for whole my community, and some of the questions which were just remain unanswered for us, like say, how do you distribute the budget? What is the need of parents if a PTA or SEC folks are being working for the parents in the school? What things they should be more focusing on so that parents are more involved and have a open communication with the parents as well as the students. Uh, kind of what you call a cordial or collaborative environment creation. This is what I saw when I got involved with the school. And not only principal, but even the teachers used to come and ask, hey, what's your feedback? What the parents are looking for? So it's becoming like a parent and school partnership. So now it's just not only school is responsible, but equally parents are getting involved. They are responsible. They are providing the feedback and so forth. So I did see that a kind of very positive impact on the school as well as the community.
And I love that it's becoming more of almost a relationship between the parents
Exactly.
and the school
Yep.
instead of just, well, you're the parent, we're the school. I think that's
Exactly.
outstanding.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And realistically, you need both to
Mm-hmm.
make sure the kids are doing what they have to do with your student.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Parents and the school working together.
Yep.
That
So
old
just not
saying,
only
it takes a
teachers,
village.
That.
yeah, it's just not the teachers who are monitoring your kids. I mean, you are now partnering with the school. You are keeping a track of your own kids and see, hey, how you can help them to grow.
And I think me as a former teacher, I think just knowing that a parent has your back in the classroom and knowing that that you have some sort of support system there as well is very helpful. I would imagine even for school leadership that knowing that they have parents that they can rely on is helpful as well.
That's correct. Yep.
So for me, the parent partnership positively impact the schools that I support. Say, for instance, Impact Christian Academy, other schools in DCPS, the public schools. I'm friends of parents that their students go to multiple schools. So I'm often sharing my Parent Academy experience with them and advising them to get involved so that they can become an instrumental part in Parent Academy as well, to share the wealth with other parents within their circle that are not aware of Parent Academy. So I feel like it is positively affecting the schools because it's various schools. It's not just one school, it's multiple schools.
Perfectly said.
And I'll just add, I think so this COVID situation really helped the parents to get more involved in the schools. I remember all of a sudden when it started and it was all online, the students, obviously the teachers were learning how to be into the teams and how to take care of the kids when they're online, because they're not sitting on their seats, right? They're either away. I can give example of my son, bathroom break, 3 minutes, right? And after that, he's not back. Camera is on, but he's not back. And then I'm in my university teaching and I'm getting an email from the teacher, is Gunagya okay? Where is he? And I'm calling, Gunagya, bathroom break. It's a break. Okay, it was only for 3 minutes. When are you going back, right? So, and then this is how they started learning. Okay, they have to be with the teachers, whether it's face to face or online. Parents were getting more involved, letting the teachers know that these are the things now, and we could understand what our kids are now doing in the school, right? They're not sitting on the seats at the same time. We could understand the importance of the teachers more. And they really did so much so that the students could understand. Every day receiving the emails from the teachers that this is what we are planning to do, have them prepare for these things. So that helped us get more involved with the school as well as with the teachers. And the things which I liked was teachers were asking us, is this okay what we are doing? They were like holding the conferences that we are putting the notes on the teams. Are the kids able to do that? Can they do the printouts? Because sometimes you don't have the printer at home, right? Is this way okay or is this way okay? So this is how the school was running. So that helped parents to get more involved, to learn more about the education system, and obviously to learn more about their kids. I really learned a lot, trust me.
Oh, I did too. It was definitely an eye-opening experience.
Oh, yes. One we'll never forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then this is how you understand how much are the teachers really working hard in the school so that your students can really learn well. I could really see that much. And nowadays, trust me, after that, every day I ask Gunagir, do you really sit on your chair? Oh, yes, I do. I do. Okay, thank you. That's perfect.
Well, I think it definitely opened up at that two-way communication to make
Yeah.
people feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yep. Agree.
All right, well, we are going to move on. We have a very special message coming up, and I'm going to let Reagan tell you a little bit more about that.
All right, so next up we have got a video from a parent leader who is probably one of the most passionate people I've ever met in my life. She speaks truth. She speaks clearly and eloquently and has a passion for children, a passion for learning, and a passion for the community. And sat down one day and put a call to action video together for us. And in fact, it was so powerful that it's on our website all the time. Anybody that's interested, a little shyer, but interested in learning more about Parent Academy, I always send them to our website to watch this video. It really she explains how she got started at the inception of Parent Academy in Duval County and how she is still connected and united with all the parent leaders even today. In fact, she's also Parents Who Lead graduate with some of the others on the call and recruited her husband. So now her husband is a parent leader and a Parents Who Lead graduate, and themselves and their 9 children who have all been either a part of Duval County Public Schools or who have graduated from Duval County Schools. 9 children. They have successfully and are continuing to successfully rear them through partnerships with all the parents on this call and many of the others that are not here tonight. So I'll press play, I'll quit talking so you can watch the video, and we'll wrap up after that.
Hello, my name is Monique Tooks, and I am a parent leader with the Parent Academy. If you're watching this, you too are a leader. Whether you be a parent, grandparent, caregiver of a student, you are already a leader. So I want to welcome you to the Parent Academy, a place where I have been since its inception. Had the opportunity to work with our former superintendent who brought this program to the district out of his doctoral dissertation, which he allowed me to read. And in that, I found out I was a demand parent. I don't do status quo, I challenge. And not only do I challenge, I'm a part of the solution. And one of the challenges that the school system has right now is galvanizing the human capital called parents and caregivers. And one of the ways that they're meeting that need is through the Parent Academy. Through the Parent Academy, it ushers us into the power of partnership. Listen, if you have children and your children attend schools like mine, 8 of mine have attended the DCPS schools and 6 currently attend. And my husband and I have learned early on that it's very important as the chief educators of our children's lives to partner with our expert educators in our school. Yes, I said expert educators. They have studied the art and the science of education, and they're here to work with our children. And how better to partner with someone who knows our children? And so with the Parent Academy, we got it down to 3 strands: student achievement, parent advocacy, as well as personal development. And I loved when we started working with that because I worked with the curriculum, because when you look at those 3 strands, those are the tools that parents and caregivers need to be able to navigate, number one, the system through student achievement, understanding the curriculum, understanding about scholarships, understanding about the FSA, the testing, all that goes on academically with our children. We can learn from other experts in the district when we take those courses. Parent advocacy. One thing you'll learn about being a parent advocate is this: you go beyond just working with your children and advocating for your children to advocating for all the children, because what your children experience, other children will experience it as well. And so many workshops on doing that. One thing in particular, I love this workshop called Mommy and Me IEP, because I know a lot of children have IEPs. We have our special learners, our gifted learners, and it's important that when you go to those meetings, that you have the tools to be able to properly advocate for your child. And then listen, just like being on an airplane, when the oxygen level drops low, you have to put the oxygen mask on you and then help the person next to you. That's what personal development is. We should always be life learners as parents, because when we do that, our children model what they see. So in the backdrop of a pandemic, when jobs are changing and interests are changing and opportunities to learn different things, we have workshops that deal with Excel. If you need to learn your computer skills, if you want to learn financing, couponing, Tiffany Clark has an amazing workshop that's called Talk to Me, because so many of us deal with our teens, and you know that season, there's issues in communication, and she does an amazing job with that. My husband also has a workshop called Dadvocacy. We want to encourage more dads and male role models to get involved, not only in your student's life, but in their academic life, because the schools need you all. And so when I tell you that not only getting involved in the workshops are amazing, and they are. There are so many activities that the Parent Academy provides for like-minded parent leaders to come together and glean from each other and even serve it within the district. And so that gives you another opportunity to understand your community of parent leaders is large. So listen, I just want to encourage you Get involved at home, in the community, in your school. Because guess what? The Parent Academy doesn't teach you to be a leader. You're already a leader. I'm already talking to leaders. I just want in your toolbox for you to get new tools, to increase your tools, and to sharpen your tools, whatever that is, because at the end of the day, our children deserve it. So listen, I'm Monique Tooks. I'm a parent leader. You're a parent leader. Let's get it going. Let's take on the task at hand because our children deserve it. Thank you and have a great, great day.
That was Monique, and that was a great job, Monique, even though she's not here with us. She's with us in spirit always.
Yeah.
So now you guys, here we have our website, which I have included in the chat, which is duvalschools.org/parent academy. As you can see on our homepage, we have our digital catalog. And if you are interested in seeing some of our other courses, you can always click on the course recordings button. On the left side, you also see that we have a bunch of different tabs. More specifically, I want to draw your attention to the Parent Leader tab. And that is where you're going to be able to get more information about becoming a parent leader with us.
And before we move on, I do want to say underneath the course recordings button, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but underneath the course recordings button, that is Monique Tooks' video. That is her call to action. So if you want to take just a couple minutes out of your day and watch it, it is a truly powerful message that still gets me fired up and ready to just take charge every time I watch it. Now, in that Parent Leader tab that Christina mentioned, you'll see more information about what the role of a parent leader is, but also you'll see the requirements if you decide to take this next step and become a parent leader. So you're already a parent leader because you're here, you're learning more, but if you want to become an official Parent Academy parent leader and get penned in that pinning ceremony with the superintendent and the school board members, we ask that you complete 2 courses in the student achievement strand, 3 courses in the parenting and advocacy strand, and 1 course in the personal and individual growth strand. And tonight's course actually counts as one of your classes for the parenting and advocacy strand. So you're already on your way there. After you attend a course or watch a course live or through the recording on our website, we ask that you come back to this website, and the second red arrow says click here to submit the courses you've completed on the electronic course requirement form. This is just an ongoing digital form for you to keep track of the courses that you've taken, but also for us to keep track of the courses that you take, because you have the entire school year to take these courses, and it's easy to forget how many student achievement courses did I take? Did I get all 3 of my parenting and advocacy ones in? So this is an easy way just to keep track and for us to keep track and maintain communication between the 5, 4, all of us.
All right, and that is our presentation for this evening, but I do want to take a pause and open up the airway here to allow any of our guests to ask any questions, follow-up questions, any ideas, anything you want to share with and all of us here this evening, because we are open book and happy to help in any way that we can.
I have a quick question. I was wondering if I can get some guidance. One of my students there, he has ADHD. However, he doesn't like the way he feels on the medication. So I was wondering if I can get some guidance on other avenues that I can try to help him with to be able to stay focused, because this is how I started getting involved, because I started getting phone calls, not because of bad behavior, but just not being able to concentrate. He is very hyper. So I was wondering if you had any guidance on something other than medication, or take anything just to help him out.
We have, I guess some of the classes that come to mind are, it's a positive behavior support system. Oh gosh, the name of it is completely escaping my mind right now. Do you remember the name?
We have Getting Behaviors in Shape at Home, which you can also apply those strategies in the classroom. I saw some parents nodding, so they may be relating to the ADHD and the behaviors. We also do have positive, oh goodness, there's another one on our YouTube page, sir, is what we're trying to say, is we already have these several classes recorded from this school year where facilitators have both DCPS as well as our ESC department created, and another community member. We actually have 3 different courses that will just offer you strategies, practices that you can experiment with. What works for one child may not work for another. What works for one parent may not work for another. So I highly recommend you visit our YouTube page. There's well over 100 videos up there. We always include the word behaviors in them when it correlates to that ADHD, and just any kind of behaviors, the acting out, the busybody, whatever reference you want to put to it. But I strongly recommend you do that. And I will put her out there. Reach out to our email. We'd love to have a separate conversation with you anytime. Email us at parentacademy@duvalschools.org, parentacademy@duvalschools.org. And one of us, Christina, Ashley, or I, can just chat with you for some strategies. I see Christina's trying to jump in there.
Yeah, I've actually included in the chat our website, our email address, the direct link to our course recordings page, and our YouTube channel. So everything is there ready to go in the chat.
And another class that you might want to look into is called How to Access DCPS Counseling. They have a variety of resources available. It's not just mental health counseling. So the facilitators in that course might actually be able to help you out with maybe some occupational therapy or even some biofeedback that could help with that. I live that ADHD life with my oldest son, so I completely understand what you're going through. And it does take a lot of trial and error because it is so different for every kid.
Thank you so much.
And also look into the 504 plan. They go through, like she said, the counseling. You have triggers. The student agrees to words that triggers that the teachers are supposed to say that calms them or brings them back. So you might want to look into that as well. That is one of the main reasons, the fire that ignited me to partake in Parent Academy. I went to the classes that talked about the 504. I asked very, very specific questions about those things that I could do. Just got really, really straight to the point answers, books that I could reference. And I did just what they advised me to do. And my son did wonderful. Once I got involved in Parent Academy and started using those techniques, I did the 504 plan. We agreed on whatever that was best for him. Like they said, my plan may not work for your son or your daughter, but you have to critique it to the child.
All right. And I do want to finish up saying this, and that is reaching out to the email that you see on the page there on the slide does connect you to Christina, Ashley, and I, but also to the 42 active parent leaders who we know walk in your shoes and have experienced what you've experienced. See, they're even laughing on camera right now. They have been there and done that, and we can connect you to them because, like they said, we're all in this together. So we are that liaison between you and other departments, you and other liaisons, you and other parents, you and other community members. So we are a wealth of resources. If we can't answer your question, we do know how to get your question answered by the right person. Well, time is precious, and we appreciate you so much and all of your contributions this evening, parent leaders and guests, future parent leaders on the call. We appreciate you. We're thrilled to have you join us tonight, and we hope to see you again at another course in the near future. Like Christina said, we put the YouTube channel in the chat, and we also have an evaluation. We'd love to hear some input, how we can improve ourselves and grow as a program to better meet the needs of our families. So take care, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and thank you as always.